Hey guys, Rick here. How are all my hair comrades? Hope everyone is doing super good. So today I am going to do a reinstall on my own head. It's been a while since I videoed this, and some things have changed along the way as I have learned and progressed in the whole process of it all. So stay tuned. I will be right back and we will get this baby off my head. Oop, there you are. Okay. So, hey, this has been on my head 7 days. And it's the front edge right here is really started to get a little greasy. Actually, it's a lot greasy. I mean, it still looks really good as far as looking at it's concerned. It's gotten a little bit shiny, but what I have done with that shine is I have gotten a little bit of my wife actually, her dry shampoo and just put a little bit of it in my hand and put it right there, and it like fixed it. So I was good for a little while longer. However, today is D-Day. It's time for this boy to come off. My scalp's begun after 7 days to itch just a little bit. And it's just, you know how it feels when it's been on there a few days. You can feel a little sticky around the edges and all. So, whoops, sorry. At this point, this should be a fairly easy process. I'm just going to gently tug on that. Very gently. And I've got a little edge. Barely stick my finger into there. Yeah, it's very gooey. Very gooey. And we're going to skin this boy alive. Easy does it. It's still on there better than I thought it was, to tell you the truth. You see all that? Still, I'm going to take the utmost care because you guys know my tendency is just to rip that baby off and then I tear the skin. So we do not want to do that. So you can see how shiny that is. That's just how greasy. Yeah, and see, look right there. Greasy and gooey that's gotten on this oily head of mine. So it's time to do a cleanup. So there again, I'll be right back and get it back on my head. But first, let's go ahead and go through this process. Ugh. I have a special set of washcloths and towels and things that I use to do this because my wife's not too happy about me running her good ones. So that's what that is. And in my drawer right here. So the first step of what I'm going to do here is cotton balls. Tap all around. There we go. And you see the cotton's really only sticking around the edges because I'm mainly only put the bond around the edges. Guesswork back there in the back. All right, I'm going to do that. And then I am also going to do the same on the system. And I have a feeling that I may not need C22 to get the bond off of this because it is fairly broken down. Way more so than I thought it was going to be. Because it was stuck to my head pretty good. I'm kind of surprised to see it such a mess under here. Okay, there's that. And then let's go back up here to Richter. Sorry about all that. And I'm just going to start rubbing that off. Just like so. So that's a pretty simple thing. Yikes. I usually do this in the mirror, and I'm doing it on my iPhone now with looking at that. So pretty small little screen. But just so you can get the point. Okay. So I've got that. I'm going to see what happens just trying to clean up this system without the C22 since the bond was so broken down. Let's try it. I think it's going to work. Coming right off. And patience is key with this. You get the idea. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use one of these remove, remove, maybe resolve is what we need, but remove pads that will get the rest of the residue off of this system. And after I do that, I'll wash it up. So I usually have this laid down on the counter. I'm going to use this pad. It's got some solvent in it, just to get any remaining bond off of the precious skin of this unit. And then I'll use the same thing on top of my head to get any residue that was left there. Okay. Hey guys, okay, let's look. I have got this thing off my head, quite obviously. I've shaved the top of my head, washed the top of my head, and here's the unit, all nice and spiffy, clean, fantastic. So what I'm going to do right now, normally what I do is I put this on a shelf just to dry, and I put on something else I got over here. But having some Christmas celebrations tomorrow and the next few weeks, and this is the newest system I have, so this is the one I'm going to rock for Christmas just because I want it to look the very, very best. So what I've got to do now is I've got to dry this, I've got to put the glue on it, I got to get it on my head, so I'm not going to make you watch through all of that, but when it comes time to stick it on, I'll be back. Hold on. So let's get this bad boy glued on Ricky's head using this little brush here. And you can see this is how they come. You just get a whole slew of them for practically nothing. And I use the applicator bottle, the Walker's Ultra Hold. I keep going back to this. And I know it's a little difficult to work with, but here's my experience. As compared to Ghost Bond, the Supreme Ghost Bond I really liked, and it was super easy to work with. But to me, and maybe I just wasn't doing it right, it was a lot harder to clean up when it went to the removal. And so if you guys have some secrets to tell me of what I've done wrong here, because I use generally what I do, dab it with cotton, I put the C22 on it, let it soak for a while. and that bond just doesn't come off of the unit as easily as the Ultra Hold, and you'd think the opposite were true, but not been my experience. So anyway, that's what I get in the squirt bottle. I've used the one before that has like the whole brush stuck down in it. That brush is big and round and too hard to control, and it'll make difficult work out of something that's a little difficult anyway. So I order this big bag of handy dandy brushes for nothing, and when this is done, I just throw it in the trash. Really disposable. So yeah, that. Okay, so got the unit washed, clean, dry. The hair is not actually 100% dry, and I've never known that to really make a difference. Couldn't tell the difference. So take this off of here. Oh. And I'm just going to squirt a thin bead around the edges of the unit. Out pretty close to the edge, actually. And this is a brand new bottle of Walker's Ultra Hold, which is a wonderful thing because after you've had this a while and you got maybe a fourth of it left, it starts to get really tacky quick. It gets thicker, and I've tried to pour a little alcohol in it at times to kind of make it a little bit more workable. But when it's brand new, it's kind of liquidy and it spreads out really easy. Plus, it dries really quick. So that's all stuff I like. Now I'm taking this brush and I'm pushing that bond right out to the very edge of this unit. Easy peasy right there. I wish I had a way to do a close-up of what I was doing here, but I just don't. But you get the idea. Right out to the very edge. Very important because you want it stuck down all the way to the edge. Coming all the way down the side of that, dipping into that little bead of bond that I squirted around the edge. And too much bond is not any good. When I first started doing this, I was using way too much glue on the units. And so I was having a hard time getting it on because, especially with this Walker's, I was making a big mess with it. And I wasn't letting it dry enough before I put it on my head. And so what happened? The glue squirted out from under the edge. And then I'd have a mess around the edge and the front of my forehead and everything else that I'd have to try to scrub that glue off that oozed out from under it. Making the back corner, about to take it home. Ah, there we go. And I'm going to make sure that any other is kind of spread out. It looks really good. That all looks good. In the trash. Now let's hurry this process up just a little. Get the blow dryer going to dry the bond a little quicker since we're doing this video. Okay, while it's getting to where it needs to be, I'm going to stand up here and mirror down on the counter. See, I've got a little ambiance going over here. Little atomizer thing. Smells really nice, kind of like sandalwood and vetiver. Those two flavors together I really like. Scalp protector. Just like that. Get that on there. Okay, so I'm going to be right here. That'll probably work. Okay, let's test this out right here. Let's see. See that? That's not quite dry enough. That's the part that's really hard for me. I tend to be a bit, oh, hello. I tend to be a bit of an all or none kind of person. And so I want things to go quick. And it's one reason this whole situation works for me is because it is quick. And, but I want that glue to dry. So I'm hurrying. So I'm trying to wind up sticking it on before I should. It makes a little bit of a mess. Then when I want to take it off, I want to take it off too quickly. So patience is something that I could learn, and I'm not very good at it. All right, let's check this again. Okay. It's still stretch out just a little, but we're good. Wasn't a big hunk. Let's do it. Yeah, that's okay. It could dry a little bit more. The angle working here. Let's see. Yeah. This is going to be a real professional video. Holding it at the temples on each side in the front. Making sure that when I'm holding it, that the system's not doing this or doing this, but it's hanging perfectly straight so it rolls out straight on your head. And I'm going to stick this front edge down first. Just like that. Got that front edge stuck down. And that looks good. All right, there we have it. All right. So I'm going to take this bad boy right here. Stick down anything that might need to be stuck down. I think that's good. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Guys, this is just real up close and personal. Not trying to do anything fancy with this video, but I know how valuable this would have been to me when I was looking. Just water, squirting it down a little bit more. What is that? Seemed to be a little glue or something down in there probably whenever I cleaned it up. I didn't get it out, but that got it. There we go. Yep, so there was that part. It's on my head. Let the glue dry well enough to where it doesn't make a mess. Get it stuck on the right spot here. And it's all perfect pretty much this far. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've got this on my hair and my head. I've got my head on my hair again. And the application and everything, you saw how super easy that was. But it also happens to be one of those times that it just went perfect. Everything about it literally went perfect. Front hairline, I mean, honestly, right? I mean, 100% undetectable through this kind of bright light and being this up close. So, wow, HD111 super hair pieces. You've really blown it out of the park with this one. And it suits me better than anything else. The density of the hair is right in the middle of everything to where you can pretty much make it work with anything. Love here. And this HD111 has given me so much of a confidence boost, and plus I've just had a heck of a time. I have had so much fun in this journey and getting to meet all of you and us going on it together. So what I'm going to do at this point then is blow this dry, or I may, since I'm not going anywhere the rest of the day, I may just let it dry by itself and rock it on. But there you have it, guys. Pretty simple, easy peasy. So until next time. So I'm good and ready to go. Hair on my head. Um, Having a big party here at our house tomorrow night. So I've got a lot of prep to do there, but I wanted to have fresh, good looking hair because I can promise you one thing for sure, it will be a topic of conversation. Yeah, it just always seems to be. Anyway, I'm happy to, as you know, I'm pretty out there public with it all because I don't really care that you know that I wear fake hair on my head because I look this incredible with that. So you can't make fun of me. Hey guys, it's been great being with you again. Have a great holiday season and let's have it with hair on your head. Hey, super pieces can get you the hair, the high level man can get you there. Peace out, guys.